Well, the Philadelphia Eagles are undefeated. No more.
We better do. Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
I have cooled down a few hours after this game tonight. It is 1:12 in the morning right now. And from the start of this game going in, and this is 10 days of preparation, okay? Because I think now it's like, now teams know how to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. Jordan Davis not playing in this game. Avonte Maddox not playing in this game, which probably wouldn't have mattered regardless if Avonte was playing in this game, because this defense, this offense, as much as I am questioning this defense more than the offense, because the offense just seemed to really counter the reaction of what our defense was doing. Our defense was playing so bad today, and they were so out of tune today that the Eagles did not look like the Eagles tonight. We played below the standard, way below. Below Washington, below probably looking like the worst team in the league. That's how bad we played today. Okay, this game was because of really bad coaching. Can't blame anything on Jalen Hurts today. But yet again, another game where you don't run with Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders had 6 yards. 6 yards on one carry. The Texans game on Thursday night last week, he had 16 yards the first half. What the hell is this team doing in the first half not running with Miles Sanders? We see Boston Scott beginning of the game. Kenneth Gainwell drops a catch today, but why aren't they using Miles Sanders? I mean, I don't know why this team is so pass happy in the first half. I just don't get it. Okay? Like Hurts, there's only so much he could do. As the defense was playing that bad today, A.J. Brown just looked sluggish today. Devontae Smith looked sluggish today. Devontae Smith had a pretty good game today, had a touchdown today, but I think A.J. Brown only had 1 catch. Quez Watkins had a deep pass today, that he ended up fumbling, which we'll talk about that later in the video. Okay? And the game just didn't go our way today. This was a loss that was coming. This team wasn't going undefeated. I was saying this every single week. Okay, I thought this team would have went at least 10-0 before they started to lose at least a game, but they lost one pretty early. The Eagles have never been through this adversity before, which is losing a football game this year, this is the first time. So what is this team going to look like going into next week against the Colts? Washington just played better. They played tough. Heineke looked more than comfortable in the pocket. Why are we giving respect to these quarterbacks still? I mean, the time of possession is ridiculous. We're allowing 16-play drives. I mean, it's 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 1. Washington, 3rd and 1 every time, because yet again, when they were literally rotating their running backs the whole time, I think they ran 38 to 48 times. They ran a crap ton on us, because that's how we almost got beat last week. Because they're doubling on Cox, doubling on Hargrave, leaving the running backs one-on-one with those linebackers. And since the Eagles are bad at tackling, hence why the tackling didn't look any better. It looked better today, but there were certain plays where they just couldn't tackle. Jordan Davis is sorely missed, but I'm not blaming too much on the players defensively, because what do you expect when you have cornerbacks that are 15 yards downfield, backed away from these wide receivers? Josiah Scott on Jahan Dotson, Curtis Samuel at the nickel spot, and you want to you want to slow these receivers down, and you literally touch them. You don't push them. You don't take them off course of their route. You literally just pat them, and you're letting these guys get a free release. I can't blame Slay for giving up all those yards today. This was Slay's worst game. This was A.J. Brown's worst game. Bradbury, probably not his worst game, because I don't think they threw to him, to his side too much today. But it was Slay, it was McLaurin, it was Jahan Dotson. He was in the slot and he was tearing us apart. Your defensive line didn't stunt. No stunts for this defensive. There was no stunts between these linebackers and defensive line. Nothing. It was not there. So at this point, this isn't a big deal of a loss. It sucks, but I know this team could play better. I know this team should not play like this. Okay, Eagles are still top of the NFC East. Eagles are still top of the NFC. Okay, even with this loss. Okay, But it doesn't mean, I said this for weeks, guys. I said this, if Gannon, I said this defense is going to fire back. I can't stand the bend, don't break defense. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson had a pick today, his 6th pick. We did nothing with it, okay? I'm not blaming stuff on refs, but there was a few calls. The Eagles had some chances to score. The face mask on Dallas Goedert was probably one of the most disgusting calls I've ever seen. Probably one of the most disgusting calls I've ever seen. Davis gets behind Dallas Goedert and literally takes him down the whole time with the face mask going down, drops and fumbles the ball because his neck is literally overextended down, and I can't believe they didn't put a flag down on that. I can't believe that, and it stood, okay? The hiked ball that was over Heineke's head 20 yards when he chased after it, threw it out of bounds, no intentional grounding. Makes absolutely no sense. It was some bad calls today, some really, really bad calls. We didn't run with Miles Sanders until the end of the 3rd quarter. Like, that's literally the end of the 3rd quarter. You decide to run him and start to balance this offense out a little bit, where Devontae Smith was showing a little bit. Dallas Goedert was getting some catches. Jack Stahl had a catch today. They were doing some good things. Had no problem. But in the end, there wasn't enough time, okay? They threw a deep pass to Quez Watkins, and he should have just stayed on the ground. He got back up to get more yards, so I respect that he was just trying to get more yards, but as soon as he got back up, you know someone's going to hit you. He loses and fumbles the ball, unfortunately. And that's what happened. And there was a couple drives that just stalled because of, 3 turnovers for Washington. It should not happen. Should not happen at all. Hurts was picked off one time in this game. I think he was picked off. I don't know if it was twice. I think it was one time in this game. And that was the double coverage on A.J. Brown. That was actually the most perfect pass to A.J. Brown. Brown had it right in his hands, and it just got stolen from him pretty much. That was a beautiful pass to A.J. Brown. Wasn't Jalen Hurts' fault. Jalen Hurts, I can't put too much on him because what he was given with this offense, the game plan going into this, you're not running the football. You're gonna start to get pressured. And this is what's going to happen. Jonathan Gannon, I'm just done. Because I've been done, really. Everyone was telling me, don't bitch, don't cry about it. We're undefeated. It doesn't matter if we're undefeated, guys. Like, this guy, teams are going to figure this out. And they did. The Texans started to figure it out. The Commanders fully figured us out with that 10-day break. They fully figured us out, guys. Or whatever break they had, whatever. They fully figured us out. You beat the Eagles by running up the middle on them because, number one, they can't tackle. Number two, they're not aggressive with their linebackers or secondary, period. I mean, when Terry McLaurin is running at you and you're Slay standing there 15 yards off the ball, and as soon as he breaks his route, you expect Slay to just react to that when he's going full speed. And by the time Slay starts running, he's wide open. It's a defense like this should be non-existent. So what I'm looking for this week is I'm not even looking for a replacement for Jonathan Gannon. I don't think it's going to happen. But Vic Fangio needs more say. If Vic Fangio is a consultant with this defense, okay, more has to be done here. Now I have to worry about I'm worrying about every quarterback and every running back we face because they give respect to these guys. Heineke, on pressure at times, he was flustered. But when you're not, you're being so passive. And I mean, literally, your defensive line is struggling. I see 3 linebackers going back in coverage, and they have no one to cover. So I'm like, it's just a wasted 3 bodies, middle of the field, nothing to do, not helping out the defensive line. This game would have took a big turn, would have been a big turn. And because of what they didn't do in the first half, they totally failed in the second half when they tried to get things going. Yeah, great. You tried running with Miles Sanders at the end of the 3rd quarter. Congratulations. That's just disgusting. I wouldn't blame Miles Sanders for leaving the Philadelphia Eagles after this year because that's just disgusting. It is. 6 yards in the first half for Miles Sanders. Okay, what was it? Less of 6 minutes of offense in the first half. Less of 6 minutes of offense. The time of possession, 2 16-play drives almost. They had one that was 16. One was pretty much in the teens. I mean, they were taking their sweet time, and they were wasting so much time on the clock. Our defense was tired. It's just, we were waiting for this loss. Maybe this is a good thing, guys. Maybe the Eagles needed, like I said, the Eagles needed to lose a game for them to make changes. Like, Sirianni looked pissed off. Sirianni looked really pissed. Yes, my screen is frozen. Sirianni looked really pissed off the whole entire night. And Gannon just was sitting there like this with his paper in his hand. And he's just sitting there and he's just like, I mean, like, Gannon's got no emotion in the game. He's just like, does Gannon actually get away with this after this week? Like, does he actually get away with, like, what he just did in this game? There is no way this guy is they're gonna be like, oh, you tried, Gannon, you tried, you know. There's no way that he survives this week without, I'm not saying survive as in, like, getting fired, but at least, like, being, you know, reprimanded for how the fuck he literally, like, really, you had 10 days. You had 10 days, and this is the game plan that you came up with, and he's not the only one. That's why I can't put too much on the players. I can't put too much. If they're not doing stunts, if there's no... The only blitz that I saw today, the only blitz that was seen was when Washington was in the red zone and Chauncey blitzed on the edge. That was the only blitz they had in this game. You're not going to, I don't give a crap about the playoffs right now. They get into the playoffs looking like this, bye, one and done exit. You're not going nowhere. And let me tell you something, guys. I wasn't pumping them up this year to say that they're going to go undefeated, and I didn't care about MVP. I didn't care about any of that crap. All I cared about was this defense was making me nervous every single game. Teams were lurking in, coming back, lurking in, you know, getting close. And finally, it has caught up to us, and changes have to be made. That's what's got to happen now. So, whatever the Eagles do, I'm all for it. I better see a report this week that some changes are made defensively, or Fangio is taking over like a part of this defense. So, if Fangio is this consultant, well, I don't think he's consulting much of anything, since I don't think Fangio would literally let this defensive coordinator play like scheme a game like this. Any team that beats an undefeated team is a good win for them. It makes them feel good and confident, okay? Literally, the Eagles lost this game because of the Eagles. Washington didn't beat us in a fair matchup, okay? That's just the truth to it. The Eagles didn't play up to their standard in this game, and that's just the truth. The Eagles do not play like this. Somewhat they play like this, but without a lot of mistakes with this game plan, because it was horrible. You don't run with Miles Sanders in the first half. You pass Happy way too much. Your second half is just literally playing prevent. I mean, look, I understand it's not prevent, but you pretty much have made it into that now. You're not putting guys in the box. You're not being a force to be reckoned with against the run. You're not moving these linebackers. You're not gashing these linebackers through the hole. Like, I haven't seen that. I'm watching the Giants, and they're blitzing on every third down. Don't give a crap what the score is. But this team it's just, it's disgusting what they do defensively. I'm more disgusted with the defense more than the offense. And the more that the defense was just allowing 16-play drives or long drives, wasting so much time, the offense the offense was affected by it. It just sucked. Thank God I didn't go to that game tonight. I was going to go to that game. Thank God I didn't, because I'd be really pissed off to watch what I just watched. And obviously spending money on tickets to go to a game like that. It's ridiculous. Something needs to happen. Something needs to change. But at the end of the day, I'm not making a big deal. Yeah, it sucks. The loss sucks. But, by the next couple days, I'll be fine. You know what I mean? But it's one loss. They're 8-1. Top of the NFC, top of the NFC East. For how long, I don't know. But they got to start getting their shit together. Offensively, they definitely do. It's really just a running attack. All I'm worried about is this running attack, because, to be honest with you, they've done it way too many times where they don't run with Miles Sanders in the first half. They did it the past couple weeks. This last game from last night and the Texans, he only had 16 yards in the first half. Miles, why are you using Boston Scott and Kenneth Gainwell in the game? Like, what are you doing, dude? Like, if Miles Sanders is your pure starter, number one running back, and you don't even use him in the first one carry and you pull him out, why is that? Your best pass protector, your best running back, period, and he's not playing. It was too far, too late. Too far, too late. And those calls by the refs didn't help. They didn't help. Could have scored. The Eagles could have won this game. On a very ugly game, they could have won that game. That face mask, that should have been a first down. Eagles would have been on the other side of the field. And then they had another chance. Quez Watkins catches the ball, picks it up, fumbles it. They had two other chances to score and literally probably win this game. They could have won this game. And trust me, if they won this game the way they played, I wouldn't be happy about it. I wouldn't be happy. Yeah, it would have been 9-0, but who cares, dude? Like, this record ain't going to mean a damn thing in the playoffs. Clean slate. Playoffs is a clean slate. You're not playing like a number one seed. That you're playing like a disgraceful, like, a new coach just came in and just coached his team for a week. Like, literally, that's what it looked like today. It looked beyond horrible. I give all the respect to Washington, but they're not a good team. Taylor Heinicke is not a good quarterback. Is he an upgrade from Carson Wentz? Probably, but I don't think he's a great quarterback. The Eagles made Heinicke look good. The Eagles made that run game look good today. Because when a team makes no adjustments, this is what you're going to get. This is what you're going to get out of your team, and it's disgraceful. So I've already been through 17 minutes of this video just talking about stupid crap, and the Eagles lost their first game. So how do the Eagles respond? What changes are they going to make this week? And I'm going to keep an eye out for a lot of changes this week, depending on what they're doing, because if the Eagles lose to Matt Ryan and the fucking Colts next week, I'm legit going to flip my shit. I could deal with an 8-1. I could deal with us being 8-1. I could deal with one loss. But if they embarrass themselves next week against the Colts with Jonathan Taylor and Matt Ryan, a new interim head coach in Jeff Saturday, I am telling you right now, I will have a breakdown. I will have a breakdown. I'm hoping I don't break anything. I'm hoping there's no holes in the walls. Like, I hope I can maintain my health, because it's going to get really bad if they don't pick this up. How are the Eagles going to respond? We're going to find out. But this game plan going to these games, you ain't getting past the first round of the playoffs. And I'm not no biased Eagles fan. I tell it like it is of what this team looks like. I may laugh at other teams losing and stuff like that. This team deserves to get laughed at. This team deserves to lose the way they played. And I'm glad they didn't win. If they won this game, ugly wins don't really matter to me too much. Win is a win at the end of the day, but sometimes certain teams need a reality check. I think this is one of the teams that needed that reality check. Not towards the players, but towards these coaches. They needed the reality check. You know what I mean? So that's all I got to say, guys. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys thought about this game. And that's it. And please let me know what you guys thought about the game. And, don't kill each other over, who's right, who's wrong about this team and stuff like that. Be respectful towards one another. This was just a bad preparation type game for the Eagles. I blame the coaches 100% how they put these players in position. You have a roster that Howie Roseman has handed to you on a silver platter. And I'm so pissed that we don't have the coaches to take advantage of the skill sets. You have two of the best cornerbacks. You have good pass rushers. Robert Quinn, where is he? Where's Robert Quinn? I don't know where Robert Quinn is. 4th round pick, and Robert Quinn is nowhere to be found. Quez Watkins, I liked how they at least got him back into this game, which is good. They got to use Quez a little bit more. I don't know. I don't even care about the distribution of the ball. Okay, whatever works is working. You got to run the ball, though. I'm not going to nitpick and say they should have passed to Quez more. It's not about that, dude. Like, it's about matchups, and whoever is schemed to make more plays is going to make more plays. It is what it is. Slay's worst game, A.J. Brown's worst game, there was something wrong, guys. We know it's the coaching, but don't kill yourself over this loss. It's one loss. Eagles, top of the division, top of the NFC. You know, for how long, I don't know. I hope they can keep this going, but I'm just going to be realistic with you guys. Like, I was very upset over this. Really disgusted with the coaches, really. So, other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys on the next one. You guys have a fantastic night, and take care of yourselves. Do not be bummed out. We will be fine. And I'll see you guys on the next one. SHAKESQUAD up, follow, slide. Peace out, guys. Peace.